How's it going, Liverpool fans? Like, this is the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, obviously, I'm not the oldest person in the world, but this is the craziest transfer saga I've ever seen. Firstly, Caicedo to Liverpool was on 24 hours ago, literally. As I'm recording this, 24 hours ago, I was recording the Caicedo in the Liverpool team with the set of instructions. Now, 24 hours later, not only have Chelsea flexed their financial wealth and their pull, they've gone and signed Liverpool's backup option in Lavia. So they've gone and signed both players. It's an absolute howler from Liverpool, if you ask me. So let me know down below, Chelsea fans. Let me know how are you feeling about your new look midfield. Let me know down below if you're a Liverpool fan how you're actually feeling. You're in your feels, obviously. But you know what? You've shown that you have a lot of money, so clubs are going to look to try and rip you off as much as possible now, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyways, we're here to talk about Chelsea's new midfield signings. Lavia and Caicedo, of course, both DM positions, so they more or less play the Enzo Fernandez role. So I think maybe what we'll see is, especially with the Nkunku role, I think we'll more or less see a different formation going forward. But for now, I've gone with this formation, the 4-2-3-1, and of course I have both Lavia and Caicedo sitting in the DM roles. So of course in this video we're going to have a look at ways in which Chelsea can get the best out of them, as well as how we can replicate and recreate a realistic approach of how Pochettino will look to use both Caicedo and Lavia. So just having a look at the instructions for Lavia and Caicedo, starting off with Lavia of course. He is set to cut passing and stay back while attacking. Normal interceptions will be on. Deep lying Playmaker will be set to be on, and then of course cover the centre. So he will more or less look to drop in, collect the ball, turn, and charge it into the midfield. And Caicedo can do the same thing, but he has got a slightly different role in this team that I believe Pochettino will use him in. But basically, Lavia, he's never going to be the aggressive DM that you might want. He's not going to be like Kante. That's what Caicedo will be for. So he will look to be more or less like the finesse player, the nice, cool, calm, collected guy, collects the ball, charges into midfield, creating overloads. Having Caicedo next to him does help a lot. Having Fernandez next to him potentially would also help a lot. But basically, Lavia's role will be to make sure that the game is ticking over quite nicely. He'll almost be like a Jorginho in a way. Maybe slightly more aggressive than Jorginho. Maybe I am doing him a bit of a disservice with his aggression in the game, but his ability to read play, read the game, make sure things are always ticking over, make sure the ball is always hopping around the midfield, finding passes, finding the acute angled runs of the opposite of the offense going forward, being able to pick out a pass, of course. He has that ability. So just having a look at Caicedo's role, he is set to have a balanced attack, a stay on the edge of the box, aggressive interceptions, drift wide, and of course cover the wing. So he will more or less look to try and occupy that area that, of course, Reece James will leave when he's bombing on forward, of course, trying to get as high up the field as possible to spray in crosses. But, of course, he will also more or less look to be a box-to-box midfielder when in possession of the ball. He will look to potentially also drop into the defense, collect the ball from a Kepa or a Silva or a Badiashile or whoever you have in the goal or the defense. He'll look to collect the ball from them and then drive on forward. Also allowing a bit of a pressure relief on Lavia, because more or less if you have one player just doing that the entire time, teams tend to read that and then plan for that. Whereas if you have two guys being able to do that, then you're talking real talent, real skill, and that's more or less what City have as well. So it's quite a coup from the likes of Chelsea to also pull down the pants of Liverpool. But basically, you want to have that aggressive approach that Caicedo does bring in real life, and that's why aggressive interceptions is on. But also, it's a nice happy medium balance between a nice, calm, collected Lavia and a nice, hyper-aggressive, but also calculated Caicedo, and that's more or less what you will be getting out of him. And I think I don't really see Caicedo as a natural 6. I see him more as a hybrid, a 6 that can play as an 8, or more of an 8 that can play as a 6. So more or less, this role will get the best out of him. So that is more or less the Caicedo and the Lavia instructions. So yes, guys, that is the end of the instructions for, of course, the new signings, Caicedo and Lavia. If you would like to see this formation and this set of tactics, hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. I will be bringing out that Pochettino video fairly soon in ways that you can incorporate both Lavia and Caicedo into midfield with the likes of Fernandez. Probably Chelsea's best midfield going forward, especially with the Nkunku injury. So obviously, if you can, hit the like button. And of course, guys, until the next time, I hope you have a damn great day. I'm out.